And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to be having a look at an amazing speech in EU Parliament from a Finnish MEP, to be exact. Now she is, I'm gonna butcher your name, Laura, I do apologise. Her name is Laura Huhtasaari. I probably got that terribly wrong. To my Finnish subs, I apologise. Now, she's been hailed for this speech, and I think it's absolutely brilliant. I'm hoping that Boris has seen this speech as well and has paid attention, because it's exactly the feelings that we've got as well. Check out the video, everyone.
I have a dream. I want all member states to do Brexit. As EPP President Manfred Weber has put it, if Brexit felt like a success, it would be the beginning of the end of the EU. So that reveals that if UK leaves EU without a deal, it means that EU has not even tried to be fair. I have a message for Boris Johnson. Defend your fishing waters, etc. You have now an opportunity to take your sovereignty back. Use it.
Now you may be wondering who Laura is, so we'll have a quick run through the wiki page for her. Now we know that this is left-leaning, so we'll see what it says, shall we? Laura was born in 1979. She's a Finnish politician, as we can tell. She graduated as Master of Education in 2004, so she's a teacher. She did elementary teaching and special education teaching. She was elected to the City Council of Pori in 2012, and then she stood in the 2014 European Parliament election, but wasn't elected. In 2015, she was elected to the Parliament, and she's currently a member of the Legal Affairs Committee, the Education and Culture Committee, and the Finnish delegation of the Nordic Council. Her views are, as you can probably tell back from the speech, she believes that the European Union is going to collapse like we do, and Finland should leave it. We actually agree with her on that one, don't we, everyone? She also suggested that Finland needs to withdraw from the Ottawa Treaty and the Paris Agreement, and especially ban Islam from the country. She also opposes Finland becoming a member of NATO, but she supports developing cooperation with the alliance. She's a supporter of United States President Donald Trump. Oh, well, they're going to slaughter her in this article, in this wiki later on then, aren't they? Now, the only bad thing I can find on the wiki page, and you'd think they'd be trawling to find everything with her views on certain things. Well, all they've found is that in 2018, a presidential election campaign, she was accused of plagiarising parts of a 2003 thesis. So they'd gone back all the way to her university days to find dirt on her. So 2003, well before she became a politician, and all they could find was that 10% of the thesis was plagiarised, and that the plagiarism wasn't particularly serious. Yet, obviously, the media, because they're as left-leaning in Finland as everywhere else, have actually tried to smear her since then by saying it was actually 30% that was plagiarised. Who cares, to be honest? Who cares about that? It's about how she does as a politician. And from that speech, it sounds like she loves Finland more than anything else. And she wants us to do good so that they can do good. Now, as you can see there, it's good. She's good, isn't she? She's hoping for finnexit, isn't she? And she's hoping that us getting a no-deal Brexit and then doing well after will be the death knell for the EU. And to be honest, if we can do good outside of the EU, makes the EU sort of pointless, does it not? For all of the other countries. Which is why I've always said, if we do go out on no deal, the EU is done. And rightly so, to be honest. I mean, we had Verhofstadt saying it was an empire. That alarm bells were ringing from then, and they have been ever since. Not that they weren't ringing before that, but that was the final nail in the coffin for me. But when did you turn against the EU? Was it well before that? Because it was with me. I mean, I've never been a big fan of the EU. My grandfather was never a big fan of the EU. So I'd like to know, has anything, what was it that changed your opinion on the EU? Or are you like me that has never liked them? But it is hopeful, isn't it, for ourselves? She did say, keep hold of your fishing, don't give them any of the fishing, and to reclaim our sovereignty. And if we don't get a deal, it's because of the EU, which is exactly what we've been saying for a long time, isn't it? I do not believe at this point that the EU are capable of giving us a fair deal. It would be suicidal for them, in my opinion. Think of it like this. If they give us a fair deal, and we do well and they do well, it's the same difference as if we get a no deal, is it not? The other countries would be thinking, well, we can do that. We don't have to be in the EU to actually do well either. You see where I'm going? So they can't afford to give us a deal that's fair, and they can't afford to have us go out on a no deal because it will finish them. And yet, their egos are making it so that they can't do a deal that is in both sides' best interest. It has to be in their rules and their rules only. Well, anyway, before we go, from one great speech in the European Parliament to another. Hit it, Anne.
17.4 million people in the biggest democratic turnout in British history voted to leave. We ended up in the European elections as the single biggest party in this parliament. Why? Why did Boris Johnson get such a massive majority in the last election? Because his basic promise was get Brexit done.
Well said, Anne. We are the majority, everyone. Get Brexit done. But let me know what you think, everyone. I'd like to know your opinion. I can't wait for us to get out. I'm really looking forward to the Christmas this year and the New Year. I want, personally, to see the end of the EU, not just for Britain, not just for England and Scotland and Wales and Ireland, not just for us, but for Europe in general. The EU, in my opinion, is a failed experiment, and it won't ever get any better. It's only going to get worse. So if you're listening, Europeans, the British still care about you, the people. We just don't like the EU, and if you have any sense, you should be looking at the numbers behind the EU, and it will put you off as well. Believe me, every country needs an exit now. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, everyone. Share it out for me, please, and I'll see you on the next one.